Next speaker is Heather Fazio with no specified topic. That means we can't discuss any issues that you might raise.
Fair enough. Good afternoon, Council, Mayor. I sent the following email to each of you nearly a month ago and haven't heard anything back, so I'm here today to make sure you've received it. I think that the city clerk has distributed it, as well as a copy of the city code that I have. The email reads as follows. I write today in response to the violation of rights that occurred on August 25th during the council meeting. Per the Austin Code of Ordinances, the mayor may not limit the number of items a person may speak on during a council meeting with one exception, which is section 2525, subsection C. If one or more people have registered to speak on an item that could otherwise be approved by consent of the council, the presiding officer may ask if reading the registration card into the record and approving the item on consent is an acceptable alternative to the presentation by the registered speakers. The city's legal department has given bad advice, as this exemption still puts the decision of whether or not to speak in the hands of the speaker. When speaking to someone in the legal department yesterday, until the 25th, I learned that they are interpreting section 2525, section D, as a restriction on the number of items a person may speak on during a meeting. This is clearly not what the provision says. It reads as follows. A person other than a council member may not participate in removing more than 3 items from the consent agenda for a single council meeting. This statement is only relating to the pulling of an item from consent and has nothing to do with the number of items a person has the ability to speak on that have already been pulled from consent. This is designed so that because 2 or more people can sign up to pull something from consent, to pull it for discussion. And what this provision does is prevent one individual from, 2 individuals actually, from signing up on every item and pulling them all from consent. It's a very reasonable provision and it's legitimate in my eyes, but it still is not relating to the number of items a person can speak on. This at best is a misinterpretation that has resulted in the violation of at least 2 Austin residents' rights. What I believe to be happening here is Mayor Leffingwell and possibly others on the council got tired of having citizens, Clay Defoe in particular, weighing in on the extensive list of expenditures that the council considers every meeting. This violation is unacceptable and will not be tolerated. I caution the council that continuing the implementation of this new rule, this new unlawful rule, which limits speakers to 3 items, is not going to be tolerated by the people of Austin, and there are already 2 people that are potential plaintiffs in a lawsuit, and I honestly do not want to see a lawsuit. It's a complete waste of city taxpayer resources, my time and energy, everyone that's involved, and people that want to be represented here in Austin. So I urge you to please stop the implementation of this ridiculous rule that His Majesty has in place, and it made all of you accomplices to a criminal act by no objection raised on the 25th. So please do consider this. Use your own intellect to look at the code, read it, interpret it, and understand that the citizens of Austin are not limited to the number of items that they can speak on in the public policy process. Thank you.
Next speaker is, first of all, I want just a cautionary note about verbal outbursts in the future. We can't have that here in the chambers. You can clap if you like.